And I believe we are in an era of our politics now, Tucker, where people are smeared to try to take them out of the conversation. I'm not the only person on screen right now who's been falsely accused of a terrible sex act. You were accused of something that you did not do, and so you know what this feels like.
You just referred to a mentally ill viewer who accused me of a sex crime 20 years ago. And of course, it was not true. I'd never met the person. But I do agree with you that being accused falsely is one of the worst things that can happen.
I can say that actually you and I went to dinner about 2 years ago. Your wife was there, and I brought a friend of mine. You'll remember her. And she was actually threatened by the FBI, told that if she wouldn't cop to the fact that somehow I was involved in some pay-for-play scheme, that she could face trouble.
I don't remember the woman you're speaking of or the context at all, honestly. But I would like to know who. So they're saying there is a 17-year-old girl who you had a relationship with. Is that true? And who are they? Who is this girl? What are they talking about? The New York Times.
The person doesn't exist.
Matt Gaetz interview. That was one of the weirdest interviews I've ever conducted.
Definitely the weirdest interviews I've ever conducted, because Matt Gaetz, that was a year ago. He was on Tucker Carlson's show and was trying to defend himself over these allegations about underage girls that he may have been prowling around. He was doing that, but he wanted to make sure Tucker knew where he came from. And Tucker was like, no, don't keep my name out your mouth, except he's not doing any slapping. But also last night, Gaetz did return. Tucker gave him another chance to talk about this same issue. Let's see if he did something different this time. Watch.
You were described in the New York Times by the Justice Department as a felony sex criminal. Have you been charged? Do you expect to be charged for felony sex crimes?
No, this was an operation to destroy me. But the most important update, the most important thing that's happened since our last on-air discussion, someone has been indicted and has pled guilty to trying to shake down my family based on this pile of lies. And so I'm not going to allow it to hinder me. I'm going to continue the important work that I do here in the Congress for my constituents.
Yeah, so I'm not going to ask any questions about your personal life because it's not my business. It's really simple. If you've committed a crime, let them charge you. And they haven't. And they've smeared your name. Again, your private life is your business. Whether you committed a crime or not is everybody's business, and you haven't. And I just want to ask you one more time, crisply and clearly, do you expect to be charged for the crimes of which they've accused you?
No, that would be a travesty. I'm innocent. I have maintained my innocence.
Tucker's like, I'm gonna ask you crisply and succinctly, do not bring my name up this time. Yeah, did you guys notice this? I want you guys to run this maybe potentially as B-roll. Tucker Carlson has an unlucky tie, I think, because he wore the same tie a year ago as he did yesterday. Just enjoy us, that blue and red striped tie. So the orange tie is Matt Gaetz, that's a year ago. Check out Tucker's tie. And if you see the next video from just yesterday, it is the same damn tie. Anyways, it's some weird things I noticed. I have a weird brain. Anyway, Gaetz did point out this whole extortion for money that he was pushed from this particular businessman that was trying to get a pardon. There's a reason why he might have wanted to try and extort him for money. So a Florida businessman pleaded guilty Monday to involvement to an effort to extort $25 million from the wealthy father of Representative Matt Gaetz. It's part of a bizarre scheme that involved a pledge to secure a presidential pardon for Gaetz in the high-profile federal sex trafficking investigation that we're all talking about. Alford allegedly said he could guarantee a pardon for Gaetz, who was the focus of this investigation into allegations that he and his associates had sex with underage girls and paid women for sex through online sites, catering to so-called sugar daddies. We've heard of all that before. How, if at all, Alford hoped to get a pardon from President Joe Biden for one of former President Donald Trump's most vocal supporters has never been clear. And that court filing on Monday says that Alford admitted that he lied about having such assurances. I have a hypothesis as to why he thought that maybe a Trump associate might see a potential presidential pardon that he could pay for as something he'd want to get himself involved in, because Donald Trump was doing it at the end of his presidency. There was all kinds of people with money that were saying, hey, I've got this much money, can you pardon me? It's because it was a system, it was a scheme. Somehow he thought that, I guess, the Biden administration would do this as well. So that's where the scandal came from that he's talking about. So anyway, there's more to this, because the reason why Matt Gaetz wants to come on and talk about this is because there's been some issues with his buddy, Joel Greenberg. Let's go to that clip, graphic 4 here, you guys. So on Tuesday, former federal prosecutor Joyce Vance flagged a court order sealing a status report in the case of a disgraced Florida tax official, Greenberg. And she said it potentially spells trouble for Matt Gaetz. Gaetz is under a months-long federal investigation for allegations that he transported a teenage girl across state lines to perform sex acts. Greenberg has reportedly told prosecutors he was the one who introduced her to Gaetz, and that the two of them paid for otherwise compensated other women for sex. He's just clearing his name, Brett. He's just clearing his name, and Tucker Carlson show is the place to do it.
Right, like, and we're in the business of people like Matt Gaetz pointing out that someone's pled guilty to a strange set of activities. He's saying someone pled guilty to extorting my dad. Well, you know who else pled guilty? Your associate to doing the thing you're being investigated for. So let's update both sides here, buddy. It's Matt Gaetz is his own little operation to undermine Matt Gaetz and destroy Matt Gaetz. This guy, just so you know who he is, the background of Matt Gaetz is he was a bratty little schmuck whose daddy runs local politics. He's basically Donald Trump Jr., but he photographs better than Donald Trump Jr., and that's why Trump likes him. And he kisses up more to Trump than his own son. That's why Donald Trump likes him. But they're all the same. They're all just jockeying for daddy's approval, and all they're doing is trying to grift off of everything that the right purports to stand for, namely these right-wing Christian conservative talking points, when in reality, Matt Gaetz is having just as many Coke parties as Hunter Biden.
I think the names that Madison Cawthorn was supposed to name after Republicans were like, give us some names.
I don't doubt that, by the way. That's probably who Madison Cawthorn is talking about. Matt Gaetz probably said, hey, we got some lobbyists, we've got a pile of cocaine. Let's head out to the Omni like penthouse and just rail some.
Well, some of those comparisons when it comes to, they got pulled over, I think they've had both suspended licenses, and we know Cawthorn's had too. There's very similar lives that they've lived here when it comes to their exposure and what they're trying to do in Congress, which is nothing.